Hello and welcome back. Wednesday morning 9:20 sales video. I like that music. So a little later starting a video, I was actually watching another video from Cha-Ching King. He's actually a fairly early subscriber to my channel, and he's got like 80,000 subs. In regards to, it's starting to ring. In regards to a potential new reseller tax in Texas. Now, I'm not in Texas. I'm not an accountant, and this channel is not about potential things and news and taxes and eBay news and different things like that. That's not what this channel is. This channel is what I buy, what I sell, what I look for, and how I can help others. So that's one thing that I was looking at. So it looks like it's going to be potentially an additional tax on the actual fees that the platform charged. So I'm not quite sure if you're Texas or if you're curious about that. You can type in Google Texas reseller tax 2025 or however you want to find out, or you can go to Cha-Ching King. There's a couple other channels that cover it. As soon as I clicked that one and I backed out of YouTube, like 5 other videos popped up of that exact same topic. Something else that is fairly important to pay attention to is the postage rate increase, which is going to be happening October 5th to like January 16th or something. And that is what they call the holiday tax increase. And that is one of the ways, I'm not going to get into the reasoning of why they do that, why they started doing that a handful of years ago. So on October 4th, before midnight, your time, have whatever is sold, whatever is not sent out, whatever is not, or whatever has sold, whatever you don't have packaged up to be going out for Monday, save yourself that little bit. And looking at USPS, that's showing that it's going to apply to priority and parcel, ground advantage, first class. Medium mail does not look like it's affected, and the minimum amount that's going to be added is 30 cents for the first 4 ounces, maybe 30 cents for 8 or whichever. It is a small little chunk because if you're sending out at least 10 a day, that's $3 a day, and you do that multiple days over, it does add up. But that's the kind of the nature of the beast is, I want to say eating the cost, but is absorbing some of those costs. eBay will, if you charge for shipping, eBay's little calculator thing will automatically account for that. If you don't charge for shipping, you don't have to worry about that. You're just paying the extra 30 cents. It must be a little alert that the rain's coming in. And about a week left to get your supplies, your eBay supplies. So if you have a coupon, use it by the end of the month. If not, then it gets reset and you can't use it. So get your eBay supplies, which I have to see which ones I need. I do have to get some. But so there's that potential new Texas tax on reseller platforms and the postage hike October 5th, and get your eBay supplies. Let's find out what I sold. And again, this channel isn't one of those news channels, those bolo channels, things like that. I'm not here to promulgate on about something that I'm not going to really stick my nose in. If a tax or a tax hike hits here, oh well, I'm gonna have to pay it. If or when the postage hike happens, oh well, I'm gonna have to pay it. Those are just those kind of things that as soon as they come out and they fall on your lap, you got to do it if you're going to continue to do this line of work. All right. So, sealed, Carmen, no plan B, I think is what it is. Yep, no plan B. Carmen is a contemporary religious singer. 15. So this book, Firefighter Functioning Fitness. That's a consonant. Got this one. Had it been, I looked it up last night because I knew I've had this one for a while. And of course it's going to do that. It only does this when, so I want to zoom in on the picture and it just wants to refresh. As soon as I go to touch the picture, it wants to refresh instead of zooming in. August 6th, 2023. So I've had this for over 2 years. Just got enough interest over the times when it comes time for me to see that there's 3 views of 3 months or longer on something, and I will click it and see if there's 4, 5, 6 views, whichever. Take it down and reprice it. Took 2 years, but eventually got $19 for it. On the other end of the spectrum is a Bible. I forget where I won. I know I got like 5 Bibles. Oh, I think this one I got at Hope. Because I think I got 4 Bibles there and I got 1 at Savers or something along those lines. So this I paid maybe $1 for. 36. All right, this Dan Fogelberg. Something souvenirs. Home free and souvenirs with the slip case, slip cover. There's a 2-disc. 15. New World Nightmare in Jamestown. National Geographic. So a lot of National Geographic, Discovery Channel, History Channel, things like that. Those ones I will typically always scan because you never know, there could just be some random one that's $60. Well, this one was not 60. It was 13. Pajama, I'm gonna guess. Pajama Girl. Is it DVD or Blu-ray? It has Blu-ray on the case. Oh yeah, it is a Blu-ray. It's got it right here. 19. Sealed Great Courses. Couldn't have got it too long ago. It was in front of a box number 40. So it doesn't mean that the box, what's in there is old, because after I list and I'm putting stuff away, I'll start with box 1, and if it has space in the front, I'll put DVDs in there, box 2, and so on and so forth. So if I list a bunch of discs, and then the next day I do some more, and then a couple days later I do some more, and I'm putting them all away, and each box from the sales is only missing 1, maybe 2, or none, I can get down to box 40 fairly quick. However, so I stopped talking and stopped speculating September 4th. So 3 weeks old. So haven't really had it too long. Berlois Kojin. No idea. It's $22 going across the pond. And Jack's Big Meat Show. Meat Show? That's what my daughter used to say when she was little, when she would watch this. And there was another show called the Upside Down Show. And she used to say the Sideshow. Sideshow. I want to watch the Sideshow with Shane David. And this is Jack's Big Music Show. I want music show. I want to watch the music show. So this is 2007. So I mean, she just turned 19, so it would have been in that time frame. Oh, the memories of way when ago. $30. All right, so that's 222 in sales and 192 product costs received. So for a day, that's a tad lower than average. Now, even yesterday, it was still about 250, 260 if it wasn't for that Lady Gaga set. So if you didn't see yesterday's sales video, nothing really spectacular in it, but there is a $1,600 9 vinyl Lady Gaga set. Right place, right time when I got that. And same thing with a lot of other stuff that I do acquire. And that is where bread and butter, actually, sub 20 is going to be bread and butter. And I do free shipping, so sub 20. So it would be another seller may have it listed for $14.85 plus $4.47 shipping or whichever. But still, that bread and butter is what sustains. Or as I wrote in someone else's comment or something, I was like, it's biscuits and tallow. Because bread and butter is just kind of got cliche now. It's biscuits and tallow. And it actually has a pretty decent ring to it. Biscuits and tallow. So the bread and butter is what kind of keeps a lot of it's like a gas station, it's all those little packs of gum and it's all the little candy bars, things like that. I mean, they're not making a big killing off of it, but a lot of people are going to come in and pick up a candy bar or 2 or 3 and some chips and something like that. So they're making money on the volume. So it is also volume, but it's that bread and butter that keeps even smaller resellers active. And I don't want to say relevant, but it keeps them active enough to where their efforts are fruitful. So to have $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, whatever it may be, whatever the item may be, whatever. So I mean, like those Jacquet Mage glasses. I just had an offer out. Surprisingly, on those, I did not have that already sending an offer out for automatic offers. So I sent an offer on that, and there's a couple other things that you'd be kind of surprised on what is out there. That's $1,000. You're not going to find them a whole lot because a lot of thrift stores, I wouldn't necessarily say yard sales, but places where you get inventory, a lot of people and companies are going to vet that stuff, that higher end stuff out. But a lot of places really just don't know. A lot of places, and I've said it before, a lot of places will know footwear brands, shoes and boots. They'll know those brands. A lot of places will know clothing brands, or will spend the time and look some of that stuff up, because a lot of that you can actually feel. It feels like it's just built better, and they'll take the person doing the sorting and they'll look it up and like, yeah, they're $100 pair of jeans. We're going to put them up for $15, or we're like, yeah, those are a $300 pair of Nikes. Well, we're going to put a $50 price tag on them. And for some resellers, that's still ideal. Pay $50, and if it sells for $300 and you pay your $30 and then all of your shipping, you're $100 in, and you got $200 out of it. Yeah, that's worth it for that. I shifted, and I did. I might even still have a couple pair of shoes listed, but I shifted the media for a couple reasons, and I'll say that in the video. For a couple reasons. One, it's everywhere. No matter, I mean, yeah, so are clothing, so are shoes, so is this, so is that. If I go in respect for clothing, I don't know, but I would probably have to spend easily an hour, 2, 3, who knows, at a store trying to find, and then pulling that stuff aside and hand typing and looking, and then looking up and down the legs of the pants or the shirt or whichever. There's another one, I forget her name. She looks like Ellie Sheedy. She has a newer channel too. But I was watching one of her videos, and she picked up a couple Carhartts, and she didn't realize until she had actually got them home and started taking pictures that they had a couple stains on them. And so the value of what it was, I don't think she said on what she was going to list it for, but after she, all said and done, she made 74 cents. Because of one little thing two. what she missed, and at quite a bit of cost. However, so that's with clothing, with all kinds of stuff. There's always going to be those little powerful, not powerful, peril, peril. There's going to be those perils within what you're looking at, what you're selling, all those little side tasks and jobs that you need to do to ensure that your item isn't going to get to the customer with complaint. There's a lot of things for a lot of categories that you have to do to ensure your sale, your item doesn't get complained about. That sounds a little better. For media wise, for the most part, cases can be replaced real easily. Someone gets it, they're like, I don't like the cut in the back, although it has a picture of it, right? I don't like the cut in the back. Fine, here's $1. Here's $1 refund. You can go to a thrift store. Or you could just replace it with the case you already had. Here's a free $1 for you. Something like that. That almost never happens. I did get a feedback from someone just recently, positive feedback. They're like, oh, CD is mint, but the hinges on the CD are worn. It's a 30-year-old CD. And probably a 30-year-old case. There's also another reason why I do this, because if the cases are really bad, I can replace them for free. Well, for 20 cents, 50 cents, whatever it may be, in CDs that I've already bought that are no good. I won't say no good, just don't have a resale value. And then if they need any sort of anything, like that one does not need resurfaced, but if they need resurfaced, I spent $200 on a resurfacer, well, $240 with the warranty and tax. Spend $200 on that, and I can resurface, and from that they can get to, every once in a while, they can get to like new, near mint. I don't want to quite say mint, but you can get something that had scratches and scuffs and so on and so forth, and in the span of 30 seconds, put on 15 seconds spin, because you're going to twist the end. But on a 30 seconds, now you have something that otherwise maybe could not have been able to be listed to where now it can be listed. In books wise, 6, 8 pictures, and describe you like, yeah, the top has boxing or spotting. There's a couple corners have dog ears. Most of my kind of understanding is that most of the people who are looking for these books are, especially in books, are looking for condition. For example, it's that Monkey Wrench game book. So currently listed with dust jacket, that are not listed as like new or new. I don't think there are any that were all, well, there are new because there's a 2025 edition. So I clicked acceptable, good, and very good, and saw what was there. And any that do have a dust jacket are still $100, maybe a little more. And then you go in and you look, and even some of the ones that are ex-library are pretty beat. So now I'm going to raise the price up a little. So those people who are collecting some of these older things are definitely looking at condition. Not to say that condition of some type, some forms of clothing and textile and stuff like that, that people aren't looking for condition, but I'm saying for books wise and things that are going to be a really good ROI, that you're going to pick up a book for 50 cents, $1, $2 maybe, and you start looking at its condition to be the factor for the value. Since I don't sell clothing, I did a while ago, neckties, some small accessories, belt buckles, things like that, because they were smalls. And for the books, they prefer to have that better condition, and even things in bad condition, acceptable condition, still hold quite a bit of value. So I don't even know where I was even tangenting off on that entire point, but physical media, it's everywhere. Oh, that's right. About that. It's pretty much everywhere. It's cheap, if not the cheapest of what you're really going to find for categories wise. It doesn't require much of anything else after that. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to test it. You don't have to wear it. Well, wear it. No, you don't have to. For wearables, you don't have to make sure all the measurements are right, and look up and down with the fine tooth comb, trying to find stains and frays and discoloration, and make sure that it doesn't have some sort of distinctive smell to it. Make sure it doesn't smell like an oil or from a smoker's home, or pets, or just smog. You don't have to worry about that. Again, for electronics, battery operated testing, there's good stuff in every category. All of them take a little bit of time to do little things, but when it comes down to, I want to be able to get, when I do listing, I want to be able to get 25 to 50 things up every day I list. I don't list every day. I will do self-similars. When I get 25 DVDs in a row, I will go ahead and or more, and I'll get the DVDs listed. When I get 25 plus CDs listed, or things in the CD size, I'll get those pictured and listed. When I get 25 books, like I'm doing books today, I will get those done. That's how I do that. When I get frames, 25, 30 frames, I'll put those in the dishwasher, run them on no heat, no dry, or low heat, no dry, no heat dry, and I'll get those done. That's how I systematically do that. I don't list every single day, but when I am, I don't want to give myself I don't want to sit there and spend 12 minutes looking over a pair of jeans that would sell for $30. This was probably, if we take out going out to the store and scanning and getting ready and all that, but by the time it's here and I have it in a row to start getting pictures, it's not even 30 seconds in getting this picture. And you get something that's new, picture one, picture two, next. So I prefer to go through things quicker, so I have a little more time to do anything else. There are channels I know of that, some of these people, they will put in 70, 80 hours a week. And maybe they're a little younger. I still feel like I'm a vigorous 47-year-old, but to put in 70 hours a week on a lot of stuff, that's just not my jive. I can do 100K a year spending 32, 35 hours a week, from leaving and coming back and pictures, posting and shipping and videos, 35 hours. That's how I want now there's going to be a time when I'm going to start getting over, a little over 40 hours. But as of now, it's suffice enough. So the reason why I ended up rambling quite a bit is because there aren't really a whole lot of sales, and I'm trying to keep, try to keep these around 15, 20 minutes. This one's going to be a little over 20. So on that note, that's done. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, the physical media is an expensive, easy category to get into for reselling wise. Thummy thingy going up, comment down below, subscribe, share. Those are all free. They help me, help you, so we can help other people learn about selling physical media on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you.